Hey, it's Pearl here, and I wanted to tackle a question I get asked all the time, and that is, what kind of an RV should I buy? So there are a lot of factors that go into that. Are you going to be using it full time? Are you going to be using it part time on the weekends? Most of the people that I talk to want to know about full-time RVing and what type of vehicle or rig they should buy. So let me break it down for you. First of all, you need to know how many people are traveling with you, how many pets are traveling with you. Do you have teenagers that need some privacy? Do you have little kids that need play space? Do you have dogs? We have a large dog, so she takes up kind of a lot of room in the RV. So those are all considerations. Then you need to think about how many bedrooms you want. Is everybody going to have their own bedroom? Are there going to be 2 bedrooms? Who's going to share? What about the bathrooms? Do you need 1 bathroom? Do you need a bath and a half? Do you need 2 bathrooms? So there are a lot of things to consider. So the size of the RV will be determined by how much living space you need based on the questions that I just asked. So some people want to do a van. A van is a Class B, and a van is great for getting in and out of spots. I would suggest it for only 1 or 2 people. They are very handy to drive and get into a lot of small spaces. A lot of people that are in vans move frequently. So that's a thing to think about, is how long are you going to stay in one spot. The disadvantages of a van obviously are space. So I don't know like how you cook your meals, if you're going to cook everything outside. There's a lot of factors that go into that. But a van is going to be, I think if you're going to get a van, you're going to know right away if that's going to work for you. For full timing, it's probably a little bit tough, but again, if it's 1 or 2 people, it's certainly doable. The next one would be a trailer, and a trailer is going to be a pull behind a pickup truck. So trailers come in all different sizes and have all different features, so you can probably get just about anything that you want in a trailer, and they're relatively inexpensive in comparison to some of the other types of rigs. The one thing you want to be thinking about is, what are you going to pull that trailer with? So the trailer is going to need a lot of engine power to pull. Not as much as a 5th wheel, but still you're going to have to take that into consideration, and that's going to depend on the size. So also remember that when you're parked someplace, that other vehicle, that truck that you have, is now going to be your primary way of getting around, unless you have e-bikes or golf cart or scooters or something like that. So the next thing would be a 5th wheel. Again, similar to a trailer, you have a lot of floor plans that you can choose from. You got a lot of space, and they range in size, but you're going to need a big truck for that as well. So I think one of the reasons that we did not choose to do a 5th wheel was because we knew we were going to do a lot of traveling once we got to a spot, and we didn't want to be driving around in a diesel guzzling pickup truck all day. But you know, other people that maybe don't travel as much or don't mind, or have a big family that they need to travel around with, are probably okay with that. So that was a consideration for us. A Class C is going to be your pickup with your cab over the front of the pickup area. Those are going to be kind of your in-between, although they do range in length quite a bit. So maybe from 28 foot all the way up to about 36 or 37 foot. I've seen them. So a lot of different options there. One nice thing about them is they typically have a bunk over the cab that drops down for extra sleeping. And there are, maybe for a lot of people, they seem easier to drive. They're more like, the front end of a pickup truck. So it's going to be a preference there. The other one is going to be a Class A motorhome, and that's going to be either gas or diesel. So we've had both. The great thing about a Class A is the size and the space. They do make them fairly small, so again, there's a lot of floor plan choices that you can choose from. Our ideal for us, for two people, was a one bedroom and a 1.5 bathroom. So we're on the road full time, and we just thought if one of us ever was ill and needed to be in the bathroom a lot, might be a really good idea. I know that there's bathhouses and things along the way, a lot of the parks, but it's a long distance a lot of times to get there. So we chose a 1.5 baths, so we'd also have a place if we had guests that we could shut off a door. I've got the door to our bedroom closed right now back there. You can kind of see it. And so that area with the bedroom and the full bath can be kept private. So gas or diesel, gas doesn't have as much power. We had a gas, and although we really liked it, it was a newer model. It just didn't have the power. We going up and down hills and up and down the mountains, and we like to go to the mountains quite a bit. So the other thing that my husband fought a lot with was the wind, and they are a little difficult to stay on the road. We added a steering stabilizer onto ours, and that did help, but it's still a little difficult, just the power difference. So we ended up in a Class A diesel. Ours happens to be 42 foot. It's a tandem axle on the back, but it's really, for my husband, it's easier to drive than our gas was. So my recommendation would be start out figuring out how much space you need, what your bed and bath requirements are, then start looking. Go look at every style, size, find out what's important to you. And I mean, you even need to consider how you're cooking. We thought we were going to be cooking outside a lot, and we have a Blackstone, and we also have a smoker, and honestly, we hardly ever use the smoker, but we do use the Blackstone quite a bit. But a lot of times we end up cooking inside in an electric skillet. It's just easier. And now with our diesel pusher, we do have a gas stove that's easy to light. The last one we had, the gas stove was not easy to light. For the burners on the top. So our old one had an oven. We don't have an oven anymore, but we never used it. So we also have a little Ninja oven, which I could talk about in another episode, that we use all the time for like baking cookies or making tater tots, things like that. So your cooking needs are going to be important, how you want to cook, and then go try them. Go test drive, see what you like, rent one for a weekend. It is a big commitment, and we're on our 4th vehicle, so yeah, sometimes it's hard to know what you don't know, but trying to figure out what's going to work best for your situation, and know that if you do make the wrong decision, that nothing is forever, so you can always go find something else like we did. So I hope that was helpful, and I will add some more video about selections and things on the inside of the motorhome.